Morning came softly. Sunlight filtered in through the living room curtains, pale and quiet, dust motes drifting lazily in the air. Izuku woke slowly, consciousness returning in pieces, warmth, weight, unfamiliar closeness. He froze. There were kids around him. One was curled against the back of the couch, thumb tucked near their mouth. Another lay sprawled at his feet, blanket twisted around their legs. A third was half on the floor, half leaning against the couch like they'd fallen asleep mid-scoot. Izuku's breath hitched. They were sleeping near him. Carefully, painfully, slowly, he shifted. He tested each movement, easing himself up without disturbing anyone. One child murmured in their sleep but didn't wake. Izuku paused, heart racing, then continued, finally standing once he was sure they were all still asleep. He draped the blanket back over them gently, hands shaking just a little. Then he retreated to the kitchen. The smell of coffee greeted him immediately. Ms. Arai stood by the counter, mug in hand, hair slightly mussed, wearing one of those quiet morning expressions that meant she'd been awake for a while. The sunlight caught the steam curling from her cup. "Good morning, Izuku," she said softly. He startled anyway. "Gee, good morning," he replied, bowing slightly out of habit. His chest tightened as the memories of last night rushed back. Crying, being seen, falling asleep on the couch. "I'm sorry," he began quickly. "I didn't mean to fall asleep out there, and I probably worried everyone and—" "Don't," Ms. Arai said gently. The word wasn't sharp, it wasn't loud, it just stopped him. She took a small sip of her coffee, eyes warm but steady. "You don't need to apologize." Izuku blinked, confused. "But I know," she said, as if finishing a sentence he hadn't spoken out loud. "You didn't do anything wrong." His mouth opened, then closed again. She gestured toward the table. "Sit, you look like you're bracing for impact." He hesitated, then obeyed, perching on the edge of the chair like he wasn't sure he was allowed to take up the space. Ms. Arai leaned against the counter, studying him, not critically, not worried in a way that demanded answers, just attentive. "The kids wanted to sleep near you," she said quietly. "We let them." Izuku's fingers curled into the fabric of his pants. "I'm sorry if I—" She raised a hand, stopping him again. "Izuku." He looked up. "That was a good thing," she said simply. "They felt safe." The words hit him harder than he expected. "Oh," he whispered. She watched him for a moment longer, then softened her voice even more. "You don't have to explain anything this morning. You don't have to justify how you feel." She took another sip of coffee. "Just be here, that's enough." Izuku nodded slowly, throat tight. Somehow, she did feel like she was reading his mind. Not because she knew his secrets, but because she wasn't asking him to defend himself. For the first time since waking up with the hollow burning quietly in his chest, Izuku felt like he could breathe. And the morning, gentle and patient, let him. The knock came softly. Izuku flinched anyway. It was a small, polite sound, knuckles against wood, hesitant, like whoever was on the other side wasn't sure they were welcome. Ms. Arai paused mid-sip of her coffee and glanced toward the front door. "Were you expecting anyone?" she asked lightly. Izuku shook his head. "No, ma'am." Ms. Arai set her mug down and walked toward the door. Izuku stayed where he was, shoulders tense, listening as the lock turned and the door opened. "Hello," Ms. Arai said warmly. "Can I help you?" Izuku couldn't see the doorway from the kitchen, but he heard another voice, soft, unsure, younger. Hi, sorry. We just moved in next door and my mom thought we should, introduce ourselves." There was a pause, then faintly. "I brought cookies." Izuku blinked. Ms. Arai laughed quietly, the sound surprised but genuine. "That's very kind of you. Please come in." Footsteps followed lighter than he expected. Izuku stared down at his hands as someone crossed the threshold, hyper-aware of himself all at once. His hair was probably a mess. He hadn't changed. He still felt fragile. "Ah," Ms. Arai said, glancing back toward the kitchen. "This is Izuku." There was another pause. Izuku felt it, the moment someone noticed asterisk him. He looked up. The girl stood a few steps inside the doorway, holding a small box wrapped in foil with both hands like it was something precious. She looked about his age. Brown hair pulled back loosely, a little uneven like she'd done it herself. Big eyes, nervous smile. "Oh, hi," she said quickly. "I'm Hana, we moved in yesterday." Izuku swallowed. "I am Izuku, Midoriya." She smiled wider at that, relief flickering across her face like she was glad he'd spoken at all. "Nice to meet you." They stood there awkwardly, neither quite sure what to do next. Ms. Arai mercifully stepped in. "Those smell wonderful, thank you for bringing them." She took the box carefully. "Would you like some water or juice?" Hana shook her head. "No, thank you, I just wanted to say hi. My mom's still unpacking and she said I could." She cut herself off, cheeks pink. "Sorry, I'm rambling." Izuku shook his head quickly. "And no, it's okay." His voice came out softer than he meant it to. Hana glanced at him again, curiosity there but not sharp. Not probing, just open. "I like your hair," she said suddenly. "It's really green." Izuku froze. "Oh, thank you." No one had ever said that to him like it was just a fact, not a joke. Ms. Arai smiled to herself and gently excused herself back to the kitchen, giving them space without announcing it. The silence that followed wasn't uncomfortable, just unfamiliar. "So," Hana said, rocking slightly on her heels, "do you go to the middle school nearby? The one with the blue gates?" Izuku nodded. "Yeah." "I thought so," she said. "I start there Monday. I was kind of hoping I'd see someone my age." Izuku's chest tightened, not painfully this time, but sharply, honestly. "Oh," he said, "then welcome." Her smile softened. "Thanks." They stood there a moment longer, the quiet stretching, but not breaking. Izuku noticed something strange then. His thoughts weren't racing. No calculations, no spirals, no hollow poolsing in response to stress. Just stillness. Hana glanced toward the door, then back at him. "I should probably go, but she hesitated, then lifted the foil-wrapped box slightly. "If you like cookies, I can make more sometime." Izuku nodded before he overthought it. "I'd like that." Her smile brightened, genuine and a little shy. "Okay, see you around, Izuku." "See you," he replied. She left quietly, door closing behind her with the same soft finality as the knock that started it all. Izuku stood there, long after she was gone. Ms. Arai peeked out from the kitchen. "She seems nice." Izuku nodded slowly. "Yeah." For the first time in days, the hollow in his chest didn't feel heavy. It felt quiet. And Izuku didn't think about iron. Or copper. Or heroes. Just the fact that someone new had knocked on his door. And hadn't looked at him like he was broken.